record. Okay, let's get started. First of all, I just want to welcome everybody and welcome our brand new ambassadors for joining in. And I know life is busy and crazy, and I appreciate y'all taking the time out to do this and learn more about Plexus and this business. But first of all, I want to tell y'all a little bit about myself. I am from the Delta part of Mississippi. I have been with Plexus a year next month. So next month is my Plexiversary. So I'm really excited about that. I am a gold ambassador, and I will say that I have probably been doing this business pretty consistently since I started, but started pursuing it more in November. It's kind of when I took it a little bit more seriously. I am married to my husband, Chad, and we have two little children. We have Noah, who is 3.5, and Clara Carr, who is 1.5. And so they keep me busy. It's fun. I am working just 2 days a week at my parents' gym as a personal trainer and spin instructor, and then the rest of the week I'm home with the kids. So starting to homeschool Noah. So life is crazy, life is busy, but we love it and it's fun. And that's why I love Plexus. It's such a good fit for me because I just really truly fit it in the nooks and crannies of my life. And I feel like that can be the same for y'all. And that's why it's such a good fit for just women in general, even if you are a full-time worker. It's great. So, okay, enough about me. I'm going to share my screen so we can get started. Hang on just a second. 1 second. Okay. So now that I'm a new ambassador, now what? Okay. So the first thing that you need to do, and that you did do, is set up your backup order. Hold on. Basically, to be commission qualified and get paid with Plexus, you have to have your backup order on. That signals to Plexus that you want to get paid. So that's very important that you have your backup order if you are wanting to do this as a business. If you have a team building underneath you, you want to be sure to have it turned on so that you get the business building bonuses from welcome packs, which I will talk about here in a few minutes. You can set your backup order in 2 ways. There is conditional and unconditional. If you are conditional, that means that your backup order will only ship to you if you don't have 100 personal volume points go through your website, which we call PV. Unconditional means it ships no matter what. So some people, they like to have their shipment where it's unconditional because they know what kind of order they want every single month. They don't want to have to think about going in manually and going to order it. For me, I like to go in and have my backup order set to conditional simply because I always need different things every month, things that we run out of or whatnot. You want to try your best to get someone when they sign up to get a welcome pack. Welcome packs are the cheapest way to get your products, bar none. It is definitely the best way. You get that below wholesale pricing, and that is a one-time offer. Plus with it, our new welcome packs are awesome. The success kits, they really have a ton of great information in it. So if you're new, you definitely probably got the new welcome packs. I think they've been out about a month and a half now. So really, I encourage you to explore in there a little bit and kind of read up on some of that stuff because there's a lot of good tools in there. So when someone joins and they get a welcome pack, underneath you, there's a business building bonus that pays 4 levels up. It's a one-time purchase for the welcome pack. So if you don't get it the first month, you do have 60 days to get a welcome pack. Right now, you still have to call customer service if you didn't get one right off the bat. But they're going to set it up on our back office, our website, where you can go in and order it without calling customer service. I think they'll probably announce that soon. Okay, these are just some basic things, but I think they're very important for us to go over. Explore your back office. That's your website. Go in. There's some great tools on there. A lot of people just don't know that they're available. So that's a good place to learn some stuff. Identify your why. Why are you doing this? I want you to write it down. I want you to think about it because it's so important to know, okay, why in the world do I want to do this? It might be because you want to get out of debt. It might be because you want to give. If someone needs something, you can just write them a check. It might be because you want to be a stay-at-home mom. It could be anything, and it doesn't have to be one thing. It could be 5 things. Like, for instance, my why is that I want to give to our family and not feel guilty being at home. Not that my husband would ever make me feel that way, but it makes me feel good knowing that I'm contributing to the family. It makes me feel good to know that I can have my products paid for. That doesn't have to come out of our account. It just comes from my customers and what I'm making with Plexus. That's been huge. This is really funny. I just have to share it though. But whenever I got on Pinterest, it would make me be like, okay, this is kind of another reason why I do Plexus. Wanting to redo some stuff in our house. So it can be anything. But I encourage you, put it where you can see it. When you have a hard day, because there will be hard times and you're like, why the heck am I doing this? Go back to your why. Is it because you've had such a good health success and you just want to share with others? And that's what it's all about. So put it on your fridge, put it on your computer, whatnot. Okay. Let's see, create your contact list. I encourage newbies to make a list of at least 100 people. Write down people's names, go through your phone, go through your contact list on Facebook, people that either need these products for health reasons or financially. And then I tell people, think about the people that would benefit from the business. So people that you could see wanting to do this with you, that's your dream team people. Circle those names and be like, okay, maybe I should contact them and let them know about this. Orders business cards. I feel like that's a very good thing to do to tell people, show people that you're serious about this, that it's nice to have whenever you're just out and about and you can give it to somebody, plus a slim sample. It's just nice to have on hand. Let's see. Whoops, sorry. Just a second. Join Plexus Facebook groups. So y'all are already on the Delta Plexus team, Mississippi Pink Drink team, and Ginger's Gut Health team. It's good to add upline and sideline friends, people that you make friends with in Plexus, just because y'all can kind of share ideas off of each other. If you go to another friend's team page, it just gives you ideas of like what's going on, need incentives, or things that you might want to do for other people when you start building a team. Review the compensation plan. We're going to do that in a little bit. Post on Facebook. We're going to talk about that. Share Plexus daily and use the duplication system for the team. Okay. Some more basic 101s. Sorry. So listen to recorded calls for overview and products and compensation. So when you get to the team, my team page, the Delta Plexus team, at the very top of the page, there's the file section. There is new ambassador files on there, and it's a bunch of recorded calls, not a bunch, it's like 4 or 5, that I feel like are very essential, just good product overview, good thing about the overview of the compensation plan, just good basic calls to listen to. I encourage every newbie to go and listen to those. You can listen to it, while you're in the car or while you're folding laundry, just whenever you can in the nooks and crannies of your day. They're not very long. I feel like YouTube is such a great tool. I've listed some people that I feel like are very great that I have learned from. And sometimes when, you hear others talking or another person teaching on something, it might click a little bit better than the next person or maybe your upline sponsor, but just because they say it in a different way. So it's good to go and explore some different people with Plexus through YouTube. We'll talk about this a little bit more later on, but it's important to be a product of the product. You need to be on the products to tell people the benefits that you're feeling from it. You need to tell them, okay, Slim tastes like this. That's very, very important to know just your facts. Like recently, I tried the protein powder for the first time because I'd never tried it, and I never could tell people what it tasted like. So that was important for me to do that. Attend and participate in events, which y'all are doing right now. Whoop, whoop. So proud of y'all. Thank you again for getting on tonight. I promise you it'll give back in return. I mean, when you invest in your time into events and things, it's going to definitely come back to you in a good way. Write down your goals. Newbies, this is something I always tell y'all. 500 PV should be your first goal to reach, and 3 ambassadors, which gets you to silver. And we'll go over PV and ambassadors, but this is just some basics, again, that I want y'all to know from the get-go. And the whole key to Plexus and this whole business is duplication. When you invest in your level ones and teach them to do the same thing as you, it'll just be a snowball effect. Okay. These are some 101 things about social media and Facebook, but I just want to go over it with y'all. Facebook is such a great marketing platform for us. First of all, it's free. You have lots of people that you know on there from lots of different walks and areas of your life. Sometimes it's a great tool just because you never would see that person on Facebook in person, or you're just living in a different town. So it's just a good place to show people, hey, this is what I'm doing. Maybe you didn't know, but, now I'm doing Plexus now and it's part of my lifestyle. So it's very, very important and key to show Facebook that you're doing this. So if you're inconsistent, people will think you have quit or aren't committed when you post. So, okay, a lot of people, they start freaking out when I say post on Facebook. It does not have to be like this long testimony or this, oh, I'm doing Plexus and it's changed my life and all this stuff. It doesn't not have to be like that. It can be something as simple as you having a picture of the pink drink sitting on the treadmill at the gyms and saying something like, I had way more energy during my workout today. You can hashtag Plexus Slim, because that's just a little subtle way to tell people, hey, this is what I'm doing. It gets the curiosity up, and it doesn't make you feel like, boom, I'm rating people, with like this huge testimony when I first start telling people about Plexus on Facebook. 1 second, let me get some water. Okay. So, like I said, if you're inconsistent, people think you've quit or aren't committed. I see this sometimes. When some people get started, they go crazy, start posting on Facebook about Plexus. And then like 2 weeks later, it's nothing. And so people, when you're inconsistent, people are like, okay, well, maybe that was just a fad, or maybe they weren't that into it, or maybe they quit. Y'all, if you just do a little bit like every week, people will see that you're serious. You're serious about this. This is something that's part of your lifestyle. And that's very, very important. Okay, so that leads me to my next thing. Do not worry about offending others. And I'm talking to myself because I still have to get over this sometimes. We have something that people need, something that people want, whether they know it or not. There are so many unhealthy people out there, people that have financial problems, people that are filled with anxiety and depression. And, you know, if we don't tell people about this, then how will they know? They won't know. And it's just so important for us to not worry about offending our friends. First of all, if somebody gets offended about it, they probably aren't very good friends with you in the first place. So, you know, you just can't worry about that. If you really care, if you care about your friends and people in your family, just remember, we have something people need. Okay, looking at my notes. So before you hit post, I encourage you to reread your post to yourself. Ask something like, am I acting salesy? Am I educating them? Am I showing them some kind of new information that will intrigue them, that will educate them on just health or gut health or balancing blood sugar, whatever that might be that you want to post about? Is it something inspiring? Am I sharing something from my heart or my testimony or someone else's testimony? Or am I just trying to just fill up people's news feed with just, you know, useless information? So again, just reread your post before you post it. And if you need any help, you know, with your first few posts, I had to get some people to help me and be like, okay, does this sound okay? Y'all, I'm more than happy to help y'all in any way like that. Okay, so Facebook is, I would say that you have a different audience with people during the morning time and the evening time. So, you know, even if you post twice a day about Plexus, like I said, it doesn't have to be like a testimony. It can be something like a hashtag with Plexus in it. You know, you have a different audience reading it from the morning compared to the evening time. So the same people don't see your post, which, you know, just remember that. And Facebook is very, very smart. It's like a genius. If you post something that people really like a lot of, or, you know, hit a lot of likes because it's something to do with your family or whatnot, the next post that you post, people will see more in their news feed. So, you know, for instance, yesterday when I posted something with my children on Easter, you know, I had like, 150 something likes. So if I were to post today, which I didn't, those people that hit like will see my next post more likely in their top of their news feed. So I just think that's crazy. That's so interesting. So that's kind of a little strategy as far as that goes. Don't get discouraged if nobody likes your post. I know we've all felt that way, people that have been in it with Plexus for a while. If you need some likes or comments, just ask. Get on the Delta Plexus team page and be like, will y'all show some support on my post? You know, we'll blow it up. We will totally, totally support it. One little thing that I think is very important, don't share posts. Don't copy and paste, because I think people, when they see that, they don't think that that's genuine and coming from you. It could still be somebody else's information. Like, you know, you can totally just click somebody's other post that you liked with Plexus, copy it, paste it on your own page, and just say, hey, look at my friend's awesome testimony. She shares this. But it just shows people, I think, more that, you know, it's coming from you. So let's see. Okay. What to do when someone shows interest? if someone posts underneath, or they put a comment underneath your post and they say, you know, well, what does that mean? Or tell me more. Or, you know, well, what about this disease or whatnot? I would encourage you to not give the answer in your comments, just because if you answer their question, then somebody else reads it and they have the same question, then they're just gonna, you know, not get maybe the full answer that other person really needed. So send them a message and be like, hey, I'm just gonna, I'll send you a message or whatnot. Sorry, y'all. I'm looking at my notes real quick. Don't want to get ahead of myself. If you're brand new and don't know what to say to people, if they have some kind of question about whatever, bring in your sponsor in a three-way call or chat. You know, people respect that you are trying to help them and that you're new. You know, I have a little example right here. Thank you so much for your interest in my post. I would love to tell you more about it. I'm going to add my friend Laurie to this chat so they can make sure we are recommending the right products so you can make fully informed decision, that kind of thing. And sometimes when a potential customer has another person come into the chat that has also been on Plexus, they feel like it's, you know, legit, you know, and they hear another person be like, oh, well, this other person does it too and has this success. So it's three-way messaging is very, very good when you first get started. Plus, if that person has a question for you and you don't know the answer, and then your upline sponsor answers it, you're also learning. So that's very, very good. When people are asking you questions about Plexus, don't just jump in and try to sell them something. Ask questions. People love talking about themselves. If you constantly ask them a lot of questions, you're going to get deeper and deeper and figure out what products they need or what they're looking for. Asking questions is very, very key. I haven't been very good at this, to be honest, but keeping lists is very helpful. Many people will fall through the cracks if you don't, especially when you're trying to follow up with people. So make a list. Make a list of people that have liked your post, and be like, you know, you can send a message and say, thank you so much for supporting me with my post today about Plexus. Let me know if you're ever interested in learning more for yourself. You know, it can be something like that. And if somebody says no, you know, if they're not interested, that does not mean no. It doesn't mean no forever. It means no right now. So just remember that, because I've had some people that have told me no that have come back to me. All right, guys, follow up. So important. Look at the sales statistics. 80% of sales are made on the 5th to the 12th contact. That's crazy. And think about it for yourself. How many times did it take your upline sponsor to contact you until you made a decision? I know for me, it took probably 4 or 5 until I told my friend Laurie, okay, I'm ready. You know, I've learned enough. I'm ready to jump in to this. You have to follow up with people at all. This is so key. You know, in the beginning, I just kind of, it's like, oh, you know, they didn't respond to my message and maybe they're not interested. You know, people are busy. You know, I catch myself not responding to messages sometimes. And then, you know, a week or 2 later than I do, because I'm like, oh, I forgot. People are just busy. Make sure you tell people about the 60-day money-back guarantee. That speaks volumes about our company. It makes it really legit. You know, if they don't like it on day 59, they can send it back, no questions asked. That's a huge selling point when you talk to people. And also when you follow up, I tell people under me all the time, educate them on something new. It doesn't have to be the same thing every time. You know, you could say, hey, we have a Facebook event. I would love for you to join. The next time, hey, I thought about you when I saw this post today because I know you told me you suffer from acne. So every time you contact them, present them with some kind of different piece of information. Okay. So not everyone needs the same Plexus product combinations. So here's how to decide what products they want or need to start with. Ask questions, be their consultant, like I already said. These are questions, you know, that you can ask them. Do you currently have any health concerns? Are you taking any medications? This is a really cool thing that I'm going to start doing more. Tell them to rank their goals, because they might say, I want help with this, 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 and this, and this, but you don't know which ones are the most important to them. So ask them, okay, will you rank those so you know which products can really target the top 2 or 3 goals that they have. You know, you can ask them, what are their eating habits like? Do you exercise? You know, that kind of stuff. Do you have food cravings? There's clearly no cookie cutter solutions with Plexus. Everybody's different, but many do start with the triplex or the Fab 4, which is the triplex plus the X factor, because that just really gets to the root of almost everybody's issues. And then I tell people after that, if you want to add onto that with your products later, that you can, but most of the time I do recommend the triplex. And you want them to understand why you recommend a particular product. You want to have enough basic product knowledge just to say, okay, this is why I'm recommended this, because you told me that this is what your goal is. That's very, very good to do that. Again, you must be a product of the product. This will build your belief. The longer that you've been on it, the more that you feel good, the more that you've seen results for yourself. Know your Plexus products. There's not 1,000, so it's very good to learn maybe like 1 or 2 products a week, you know, 3 to 4 facts about them. It doesn't have to be anything complex. Again, if you don't know all the answers to questions, put us on a 3-way chat or a call. That's a good time for you to learn in them. Okay. I'm going to get my friend Laurie to talk a little bit about our products. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not very good at PowerPoint. Hold on one second. Okay, I got to unmute her, I think. Okay. Laurie, I think that you're already unmuted.
Am I?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I hope you hadn't heard my children.
No.
Okay, well, the 5 products that I'm going to talk about are Slim, ProBio 5, the BioCleanse X Factor, and Mega X. As Edna was saying earlier, the Slim, the ProBio, and the BioCleanse are the triplex. To me, these 3 products are kind of important to do together. A lot of people kind of back away from them because of the price, but to me, these 3 are the most important. The Slim is obviously the drink. It's the one that you mix up with water and you shake it up and it dissolves. And one important thing about this that you need to make sure that your customers know is there are no preservatives in this. It has got to be consumed within 30 minutes of mixing. It's not going to make them sick or anything. If it's over 30 minutes, it's just not, it's going to lose its effectiveness. It is a detox. It breaks up stored sugar and fat in the stomach. So you've got to stress that when they drink the Slim, they have got to drink a lot of water because it helps flush all of that out. This is kind of, obviously it's the main product. It helps control blood sugar. It helps maintain normal cholesterol and lipid levels. All of this is on your cards that you got in your welcome pack. And a lot of people, talk about they don't like the taste. All over Facebook, Pinterest, there's all kind of formulas where you can add stuff to it to change the flavor. My daughter drinks it sometimes, even though technically we're not supposed to say children can drink it. But anyway, she likes fresh lemon in hers. It makes it just kind of taste like a strawberry lemonade. I've heard people put lime in it, or some people mix it with a carbonated drink, which gives you that fizz. This is not a meal replacement, so you need to make sure that people understand that. I think that that's pretty much it about that. The next two products in the triplex are the ProBio 5 and the BioCleanse. The ProBio 5 is obviously the probiotic. It is a great probiotic, number one, because it doesn't have to be kept in a refrigerator. It can be stored at room temperature, which makes it more effective once it gets into your body. It's 5 strains of probiotic bacteria, and we have an antifungal, which when people say what's different about your probiotic versus other ones, that's pretty much it. As far as I know, it's the only probiotic on the market that has the antifungal, which to attack. But I mean, and we're really not allowed to mention Candida. I mean, technically, right? I mean, we're not supposed to.
One when you're trying to sell it, yeah, you can, but not like in a public group.
Yeah. Which Candida is just it's a type of yeast, and it overgrows in our gut, and it wreaks havoc basically on our gut. It causes leaky gut syndrome, which if you Google, that's another thing that that I always tell people about our products is if you Google leaky gut and pretty much any disease, I mean, it's uncanny how they're all related and how it really does wreak havoc on our health. And that's one thing that you can stress to people about our probiotic and about our products is that it basically helps your body be healthy so it can do what it is designed to do. So anyway, that's about the probiotic, I guess. That's it about that. The next product, which is one of my favorites, which is kind of weird, is the BioCleanse. And don't get upset if somebody says, "Oh, cleanse." I don't want to be running to the bathroom every 5 minutes. It is not that kind of cleanse. It is not going to be, running to the bathroom uncontrollably all day. What it does is it oxygenates the entire body, and it helps cleanse the gastrointestinal tract, which it does help things get flowing, but it's not cleanse in the terminology like they are used to hearing. So try to stress that to them. But it's a great product. I mean, it's one of my favorite ones. It supports collagen production, and it just basically keeps you regular. And it helps flush out all the bad bacteria that the probiotic kills in your intestinal tract. I only take 2 of these a day. I take 2 right when I get up. My husband takes 4. Takes 2 first thing in the morning, and then he takes 2 in the afternoon. And that's one thing that you're going to have to try to stress to your customers is that's one thing that you kind of have to play with it as to how you can take it. Some people can take 4, some people cannot. So one thing about the BioCleanse, and really truly all the products, is you've got to stress to them to stay in contact with you, to let you know if they're having problems, because that's how you troubleshoot, how they're doing, and you don't want to lose them because something happens, All right, the next product is X Factor, and it's the vitamin, and it is great because it has aloe in it. And what aloe does is it helps with the absorption of the vitamins. As far as I know, we're the only multivitamin that has the aloe in it. And it also has, which I love, it has the antioxidant protection of New Zealand black currants. I love antioxidants. They're very important. It provides super potent antioxidant protection. It delivers whole body wellness, supports the body's functions, processes, and systems. It's just basically just a great multivitamin. And the last product, which is fairly new, it was just launched in the last year, which I love, and Edna loves it as well because it's all plant-based, is our Omega. It's called Mega X, and it's Omega 3, 6, 9, and then 5 and 7. And for anybody that has any kind of heart problems, you know, like my husband, his doctor told him that he needed to take an Omega fish supplement. Well, you burp fish all day long. I mean, it's awful. I mean, that's why I never took one. But this is plant-based, and so you still get all the benefits of the omega fatty acids, but there's no fish aftertaste, there's no burps or anything like that. The list of what omegas can do for you really is endless. I mean, I can read through all of these, but I mean, pretty much you can find anything, any doctor is going to tell you that you need an omega supplement. So, I mean, I guess you want me to read all these, Edna?
No, that's fine.
Okay. All right. Those are my 5. Those are my favorite products. Those 5.
Oh yeah, they're amazing. I love them. All right. Laurie's going to talk a little bit more in a bit. Thank you, Laurie.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Okay. Let me go back to sharing my screen, and I promise I'm not going to take too much more of y'all's time. Okay. Like I said, I'm not good at this. Okay. Go away. Okay, so here's the rest of the products. The P96 is the protein. It comes in 2 different flavors. There's chocolate and vanilla. It's cold pressed and microfiltered. It's whey protein isolate and concentrate. So it's very, very clean as far as whey protein goes compared to a lot of other ones out there in the market. It does not have any artificial sweeteners and things like that. A lot of protein powders have tons of junk in it, lots of sugar. And so this is made from grass-fed cows. So that's kind of a neat selling point. It's just a very clean protein. So I'm going to just fly through these. The Ease line has the Nerve Health capsules. It has the Ease capsules and the Ease cream. The Ease capsules are very awesome. They help with any type of inflammation. So it's a great thing to replace Advil, anything that is ailing you. But do ask about shellfish allergy because it has green lip mussel in it. So anybody with a shellfish allergy does not need to take it. And then the Ease cream is awesome. The Ease capsules kind of work from the inside out. The Ease cream kind of works from the outside in. It's kind of a temporary, tingly cream that you use for an active lifestyle, like after working out, if you have any type of ailment, that type of thing. The Ease Nerve Health, I'm just now starting to learn more about this, to be honest, but it is the only thing on the market to regenerate nerve growth. So y'all, that's a big deal. That's really, really cool. So anybody that has nerve pain, nerve damage, this is what you should recommend to them. Okay, Boost and Accelerator. First off, I tell people all the time, and Candace, our upline, who's a pharmacist, will also tell people this. You take the product slow. You start with the Slim, then you add in the Pro Bio 5, the Bio Cleanse if you're taking the Triplex. If you want extra results as far as weight loss or just to have more energy before a workout, such as taking something like Boost, you add those in at least 2 months after being on the Triplex. They're both different. They're both thermogenics though. So, I would say if someone's wanting more dramatic weight loss results after being on the Triplex alone for 2 months, then we can talk about, what they're looking for. If they're active, they probably would lean more towards the Boost. If they're not and just wanting more weight loss, then mainly leaning towards accelerator. The block is something that you can take before your main or your biggest meal of the day. It helps block sugar and starch absorption up to 48%. A lot of people have great success with this. My friend Kim Phillips has actually done 2 or 3 block videos on YouTube. Kim Phillips, she's a great person to look up if you have any questions about block. Go to YouTube and search her name because she goes into lots of detail about that. And then the Plexus body cream. Oh, we have seen lots of stuff about that on our news feed. If you've noticed any other people posting about it lately, our new little buzz with that is that you can use it on your hair, because somehow we found out that activated charcoal that's in the body cream does really well on hair. But it's basically the Windex, like on Big Fat Greek Wedding. You can put it on anything, wrinkles, sunburn, eczema, whatever. Some people use it as a moisturizing cream. So it's really, really great. I think the only thing that I have not listed is the breast check kit. But y'all, that's it. Those are our products. We don't have tons, and it might seem overwhelming right now, but y'all get the hang of knowing a little bit more about it. But I would say if y'all want to learn more about each product, just to tell people, just start with the triplex. Learn about that first, and then you can move on to other things. So here's a chart showing, things that you can experience from candida overgrowth. So obviously there is tons of things that can be associated to a yeast overgrowth in your body. So like Laurie said, you can Google gut health and see so many different articles about just how, poor gut health can lead to a myriad of problems. Okay. So setting expectations. So tell people up front, these products are not a quick fix. This is not a miracle pill. This is not something that, you're just going to feel instantly better overnight. Tell them to give the products a minimum of 30 to 60 days. Like I said, you have a 60-day money-back guarantee if you're a customer. Use that. I tell people, use those full almost 60 days. If you don't like it, no problem. Make sure that you help them set expectations. Sorry, I'm looking at my notes. So what Plexus is, it's a health and wellness company that gets you healthy, that gets you balanced out with your gut. It helps you with inflammation, that helps you with balancing your blood sugar levels. And again, Plexus is not a diet. It's not, like Laura said, the Slim is not shakes. It's not meal replacements. This is something that you fit in with your current lifestyle. Plexus is a tool. It's an easy transition into a healthier lifestyle. So, tell people, increase your water intake when you start this. When you start feeling like you're not craving a Diet Coke anymore, just listen to your body. Don't pick it up. Let Plexus do its work. Another thing, if people want to lose weight, is I tell them to get on MyFitnessPal. It's a great tool to use while using Plexus to get to your weight loss results if they're, if that's what they're looking for. Die off of Candida is real. So I honestly don't tell people up front about die-off, because I've had a few people that I've told that to and it scares them, and then they don't end up taking the Probiotic 5 and the BioCleanse. And it doesn't happen to everybody, and when it does happen, it doesn't last long. That's the wonderful thing about die-off. So tell them, if you have any problems, text or call me. I'm going to be checking in on you, but stress the importance of easing into the dosage. That's very, very important, because you don't want people to just all of a sudden take all this stuff and then they have, the candida built up in their body start releasing, and then they just feel awful. So you don't want that to happen. And also set follow-up expectations with your customers. Let them know on the front end that I'm going to be checking in on you. You know, I'm going to be checking in every couple of weeks in the beginning just to make sure everything's going well. So, you know, and also when you have new customers and you do that, that shows them that you care, you know, that you aren't just trying to make a sale and you got them and you're never going to check in on them anymore. So there are 3 ways to buy. I'm going to shortly go over these. There's retail, preferred, and ambassador. So retail, of course, y'all probably already know this, but if not, it is, actually, we'll go over this in a second on the next slide, but I'll go over that. So let's see. Okay. So retail is a one-time order. With retail and preferred, on both of those, you get the 60-day money-back guarantee. Retail is the most expensive route to go. So I never, ever suggest people to go that route. I tell people right up front, hey, you need to be a preferred customer. Yes, you do get on auto shipments, but the beautiful thing about Plexus is that you can get on anytime, log in under your username and password, and cancel or edit your order at any point. You're not sucked in. You don't have to call customer service. It's wonderful. And on the 4th order on, they get an additional 10% off on every single order after that. So that's another awesome thing. So if someone wants to be a wholesale ambassador, at $34.95, the only drawback to that is they do not have the 60-day money-back guarantee. So if you're a little iffy with, you know, if you think somebody might not like the products or you really think they need to just try them first and they might want to use the 60-day money-back guarantee, then I would definitely say you need to go the preferred route. Okay, one second. Sorry, guys. Okay, I'm going to upload a file on the Delta Plexus team. Just a little checklist that I like. I mean, it's very basic, but what to do when you get a new ambassador who wants to do the business. Then I'm also going to upload one. This will probably be tomorrow, what to do when you get a new customer. It's a great thing to look at, you know, just to have a little checklist as far as that goes. Okay, troubleshooting. Problems are going to happen. You know, somebody might say, okay, why am I not getting these results that I'm wanting? Or, you know, whatever it might be. That's when you ask a lot of questions. Okay, how much water are you drinking? Are you exercising? How much are you taking of each product? Could this be die-off of candida? You know, you can ask yourself that and then talk to them about it. Again, involve your upline if you have questions or you need more advice from somebody that's above you that's been with the company longer. Don't let anybody throw in the towel simply because something's happened or they feel like, you know, it's not working for them. It might just be a little troubleshooting. This is where customer service and you being a service to that person is very important. Okay, let's see. I'm looking at the time. Just making sure we have enough time. Okay. How we get paid. Oh, this is fun. Okay. We get paid 11 different ways with Plexus. It's nuts. There's tons of different ways. Okay, so here is a chart which looks like a different language, probably to you because it did to me. It's very overwhelming. But just so you know, this is our compensation plan chart. Okay, so the first way that you get paid is through commission. Anytime you make a sale, you get PV, personal volume points. One personal volume point is almost equivalent to $1. So if you have a customer and they bought 100 PV worth in products, and then you bought 100 PV worth in products, you have a total of 200 PV total. So, and you'll get paid off of that 200 PV with commission. So your products and customer products goes towards that overall PV price. The first 100 goes back to Plexus. That again just shows that you're active. That goes back to them. So when you get anything from 100 to 499 PV points, you get 15% commission. And then over 500 and up, you get 25% commission. So that's why your first goal starting off should be to get 500 PV and up, because it's huge to reach that jump from 15% commission to 25. So if you have 470 something in PV, try to push to get to that 500 because it's so worth it. Okay. Okay, I was going to tell you one thing. Okay, so if you have 500 PV, you subtract 100 because 100 goes back to Plexus. That's 400 PV times 25% commission. So that's just an example of how you get paid. This is the second way. When you add someone, they're called your level 1 ambassador. That's what you are, of course. You can make 5% commission off of their total volume if they're your level 1. So that might not seem a lot in the beginning, but as you build a team, that really can add up. The third way is, to me, the coolest thing about Plexus compensation. I think it's awesome because it's been a game changer as far as my commission overall. You get preferred customer bonuses every single time that preferred customer underneath you orders. Not just one time or the first time. Every single time they order, you get a bonus, depending on what it is. So for instance, Plexus Slim, you get a $15 cash bonus from that, which is great. I mean, that's, if you have, let's say, 5 people underneath you get the triplex, you get $100 bonus from those 5 triplex just as a bonus, not including commission through personal volume. So that's really fun. And what was I going to say? Okay, never mind. Okay. So when you add a new team member and they get a welcome pack, you get a little bonus from that. So that's awesome. A welcome pack pays 4 levels up. So let's say I have Tabitha, and she has Susie underneath her. Susie's my level 2. Then Susie signs up Judy, and Judy's my level 3. So as you see, even though you might be 4 levels down, you still can get a little bonus from those people's welcome pack. And business building bonuses are paid on Fridays. So you don't have to wait till the 15th of every month when your commission check comes out to get that compensation. So you could get paid as early, if you start off and you just joined, last week, you could get paid this Friday, which is really cool, from just business building bonuses. As you rank up with Plexus, there are one-time achievement bonuses. These are paid out on the monthly commission check. So if you go silver, you get a one-time bonus of $100, gold $250, and so on. So it's really fun when you get to rank up, not only because you've added more people to your team, but you get a good chunk of a bonus from that. Okay, so here's just another breakdown of the compensation rank requirements. So for instance, okay, silver is, let's see, how do I explain this? Silver is the only rank advancement where you only need ambassadors. From gold on, it's all about points. So for instance, if you look at the gold ambassador, follow me across the line, you need 100 points to be considered gold. So I'll explain that just a little bit more here. Okay. Y'all have to bear with me because this is a game changer with our compensation, but it's the hardest thing for people to get, and it's the hardest thing for people to explain when you first start off. So y'all just try to bear with me. You might have to go back on this later and rewatch this. So, okay. When you get customers, that's good money. But when you want great money, the best way to achieve that is by adding an ambassadors. The first rank is silver. Like I said, you only need ambassadors for that. The rest of the ranks are by points. As soon as your ambassadors underneath you get 100 personal volume points, then they give you points. So for gold, you need 100 points. So it shows you right here, once an ambassador earns 100 PV, you get for your levels 1 through 3, 5 points, levels 4, 4 points, levels 5, 3 points, and so on. So, so basically, when you want to go gold, 20 ambassadors from your levels 1 through 3, giving you 5 points each, gets you 100 points, and that means you're gold. So, like I said, you have to have those ambassadors have 100 personal volume points to go through their website for them to give you those points. So Plexus Pay Points are basically a profit sharing system that Plexus has. At the end of each month, Plexus profit is divided in half. Half goes back into the company, and the other half is divided among the ambassadors through pay points. So each qualified ambassador that has 100 PV go through their website in your downline entitles you to receive pay points. So how does Plexus determine the value of the pay point? You see right there that half of the Plexus profit divided by the total ambassador pay points equals the dollar amount per pay point. So this is an example. April 2015, the pay point was $2.90. So let's say you have 20 pay points times $2.90 equals $58. Okay. 100 pay points, gold. You multiply that by $2.90. That's $290. Just from pay points, y'all. That is not including commission from personal volume points. That's not including preferred customer bonuses. So y'all can see how this all really adds up. Okay, this is Senior Ruby. 750 pay points times $290, $2,175. Again, that is just through pay points. That's not including the other ways you can get paid. Okay. Okay, if you teach the system of duplication that's listed right here, it can multiply and it can turn into something unreal. So I always tell people starting off, find 3 level 1 ambassadors, underneath you, sign them up, teach them to duplicate and find their 3. Then, it just keeps on going. Those 3 find 3, those other 3 find 3. And that's when the duplication system really does well. That's the beauty of network marketing to me, is because you don't have to know tons of people to be successful. You might know a group of people. Those group of people know other people that you would never meet. And then it just turns into something that goes back towards you, which is great. Okay, let's see. Do. I'm almost done, y'all, I promise. Okay. So this is very straightforward. Advantages of recruiting customers. Y'all know this, but you get 25% commission from their purchases. Advantages of recruiting ambassadors. You get the stuff from welcome packs. You get the 5% from your level 1 ambassadors, personal volume, things like that. Now, some people feel comfortable getting only customers because you get good money from that. You really, really do. So I never tell people you have to definitely take one route or the other, because I think both are really important as far as your paycheck goes. And I think the duplication system, though, is something that doesn't have to constantly be in your control. It just kind of happens when you get going good. So that's why I think it's good to become an ambassador that wants to try to find other ambassadors and sign them up and get them going. But like I said, a lot of people are comfortable with customers, and that's wonderful. That's nothing wrong with that. Okay, this is not really super important, but to the highest people in the company are considered jewels. There's emerald, sapphire, and diamond. Emerald, you get the Plexus Lexus, the all-inclusive yearly trip to Hawaii, and 3% emerald pool bonus every single month. Sapphire, you get the same thing, plus 1% sapphire pool bonus. Excuse me, I'm trying to talk too fast. Then diamond, you can see. So it's nuts. I've heard that, once you hit emerald, it is just unreal how much of a game changer that is, just with everything that Plexus spools you with, plus the commission that you get. So it's pretty cool. There is one person in the company that has got reached diamond, and then she resubmitted herself to build a separate whole nother team on top of the team that she already had. And Celeste Gwynn, was the first person to ever reach double diamond in the company. So she is a double diamond, and that is so crazy to even think about. Okay, so tons of information overload tonight, I know. So what now? I want you to focus on getting your 500 PV and striving for silver. Getting 3 people underneath you. Find your best friend, your mom, somebody at church, whatever. Be bold and present this opportunity. Again, these people need these products. Just share your heart. Be yourself. People see when you're passionate about something. If you believe in this, they'll know it. And, I tell people all the time, I don't sell. I like to share with what I know Plexus has done for me, and how much better I feel, and just the financial freedom that it's helped already with our family. It's been a very big blessing from both aspects, health and financially. Tell your best friends what you're doing. Don't, be like, oh, this is maybe just for me. I need to just try it for myself. Be like, I'm doing this. This is fun. Maybe try it with me. I want to know what you think about it. I want your honest opinion. So you could go that route, and getting some people to jump on board with you by saying, will you join me? Let's try this together. Okay. So again, welcome. We're excited that you're here. If you need anything, I'm here. If you have questions, don't hesitate to post it on our team page. Even if I can't get to it in time, I'm sure that, I have somebody else on the team page that would love to answer your questions. So right now, though, I'm going to open it up for any questions that you might have after listening to this. I know we had a few people that has let me know that they couldn't get on tonight. So let's see. Yeah, it's just us now, girls. Let's see. I'm going to stop recording now. Well, yeah.